you know, some light. Yeah, exactly. Address them. We need to bring that, bring that to light, especially. So we have eggshells. It says one of the first signs of a toxic relationship is when one partner is very controlling. This doesn't always mean physically threatening or physically violent. It can simply mean that your partner is frightened to share his or her opinion because they're nervous or afraid about your partner's emotional reactions. So, I mean, and that makes sense. That makes hella sense. Like, I don't know that, I guess that could mean someone's being timid or afraid to express themselves simply because they're afraid of how you'll lash out. If you're feeling as if you can't talk to your partner or you can't have a relationship or a simple conversation with them without them, walking away, storming out or acting up, then
he ain't in no relationship.
Exactly. So it's like,
be able to communicate.
Exactly, because without communication, there's nothing, and that's what they hit on earlier. I have, as another point, stingy love. And when I say stingy love, it says when a partner or pal wants you to break off relationships with friends, family, or others, this is a sign of a toxic relationship. Isolating the partner from friends and family is upsetting because it can attempt to control, manipulate, control and manipulate without interference from the partner support system. So if someone's seriously trying to tell you to stop talking to someone that that you were raised with or that you have a prior relationship with, I mean, and we're not talking sexual or things like that. So if you have a relationship with a childhood friend that your significant other for some reason just doesn't like, and they want you to stop talking to them, stingy love. Stingy love, and that's a big red flag because honestly, other things could be coming down the road, and I don't want to go there. We don't fuck around like that, okay? We don't do that, all right? So, and the next point is stonewall love, all right? And I mean, this is pretty much blatant. Stonewall love, meaning you gets no love. It's just a cutoff. There's no communication. There's no opening up of any sort. There's no feeling or expression involved. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. When I guess like Teddy Pendergrass said, I'm giving 80 and they giving 20. Love TKO. I should have put that shit on in the background, boy. Goddamn, we got to let it go. You got to let it go, baby. That's a Love TKO, okay? And I ain't trying to be nobody parent or nothing, but I'm just saying that shit's deep. But we have also as another topic, tug of war. If you're concerned about the balance of power in your relationship, toxic. My man D said it, toxic. If you're worried about the balance of power in your relationship, then this is toxic. You're in a toxic relationship. All right. If both partners understand their power or are empowered, the seesaw stays relatively level. Like that.
Makes sense.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no power struggle. There's no quarrels within the relationship due to, and that can be with anything, gender roles to what you think is supposed to be done in a relationship versus what someone else thinks. Y'all got to meet each other 50-50. There can't be no power struggle. All right? Y'all got to exactly. Both sides played a part, baby. Let's get it. Another sign I have is literally, and I did put this in quotations, I didn't sign up for this. And I think y'all know, I'm sure somebody out there feel me on that. I didn't sign up for this. Sometimes a relationship runs its course. And I'm reading off of, pretty much my definition or, what was kind of jotted down. I kind of paraphrased. But it says, sometimes a relationship has run its course and one party is still on the in it to win it phase, if you know what I mean. So somebody's still holding on, although there's that other side that, you know what I mean? That's kind of, I think we're done here.
Yep.
I think we're done here.
I had enough.
However, there's still that other side that feels as if there's still some business to be had. sign of a toxic relationship, or a sign that there is a toxic relationship brewing. It's amongst you. It's coming. You feel me? It's, if you're having thoughts like, this isn't what it used to be, this isn't what I signed up for, or this doesn't feel good anymore, then it's possible that, yeah, you need to get out of there and find what feels good to you. Find what feels good to you. You know? And that's just that. That's just straightforward. And bouncing off, and those are just the ones that I just wanted to get off the top of my head. And of course, we had a lot of responses. I won't get into all of them because we got a show to run. But when to cut the cord? When do you cut the cord? After all those things, when those things are brought to you in foresight, when you first see that one little clue, like, when do you guys think that? And I'm asking you guys out there personally, when do you guys think that it's time to cut the cord? When you see the first sign, or do you give them a benefit of the doubt, like, maybe that was a character flaw or a slip? Maybe there was a glitch in the system. You feel me? But how do you go about cutting the cord? How do you go about cutting them off? And keep in mind that this is either a relationship or a situationship. How do you go about that? How do you go about saying, you know what, this ain't it? How do you go about that? Y'all think on that? I'm gonna let y'all ride with a little Anderson .Paak featuring stupid King Chip, Jet Black Radio. We'll be right back with you, man. I love y'all. Boom.
Don't let the nigga get his money right. Bitch, don't need no hair on my sports car.
I told her mama make these niggas pay the fee and have some money left over when you're done paying me. I'm Pimp Chip, something like a Pimp C. I'm out here gripping and whipping on wood and ain't nowhere I couldn't be, bitch. I'm cold, I pull up to the Chevron in my Chevy and had to tell that bitch to hop, I pumped the gas, she was ready. My other stallion hopped out, they hit the stove. I rolled the window down, said grab some backwoods. She said I know. Oh, stupid ass nigga, I'm out here, bro. What the fuck you thought? I pull up in the smoke and take your bitch, don't care what the fuck you bought, bitch. No stupid ass nigga, I'm out here, bro. What the fuck you thought? My 72 Impala got some holler with your holler about, bitch.
My old Chevy moving so slow, but my mind still spinning off a cold. Don't let the nigga get his money right. Don't leave no hair on my sports coat. Young nigga with a no soul, but my mind still spinning off a cold. Yeah, don't let the nigga get his money right. Yeah, don't leave no hair on my sports coat. Young nigga, fresh than the sun, bitch. My white hoe got a nose in the fun dip. Talk slick, something that she never get to if she talk shit. It's only with that other nigga. Ride around, speed slow. These bitches staring hard. Neck rope. Said Pete, do you ever love them? Hell no. Nowadays can't trust these hoes. No. Oh, stupid ass nigga, I'm out here. What the fuck you think? These hoes be popping that P like it's the kill for pancreas. Whoa. Oh, stupid ass nigga, I'm out here. What the fuck you think? I'll turn a basic bitch into a motherfucking MVP. My old Chevy moving so slow, but my mind still spinning off a cold. Don't let the nigga get his money right. Don't leave no hair on my sports coat. Young nigga with a no soul, but my mind still spinning off a cold. Don't let the nigga get his money right. Bitch, don't leave no hair on my sports coat.
Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Hell yeah. It's your boy Anderson .Paak featuring King Chip with So Slow. And we're back with your boy Jet Black in the building. Jet Talk. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I'm feeling good, mighty fine. I'm tripping. But before we left, I asked you guys a question. What are the best ways to cut ties in a situationship/relationship? And got a response since the break. And Miss Steph says that honest conversations are the best ways to cut ties, but also the most uncomfortable way, so it's rarely used. Fact. That's a fucking fact. We're gonna stamp that shit. Fact. Fact. I'm gonna get a fact button so we can like, you know, some sound effects or something. But I do agree with that. Honest conversations are the best ways to cut ties. Honest conversations are the best ways to approach any situation, in my opinion. And to be real with you, that's part of my zodiac sign, which we're gonna get into a little bit later. But I mean, and I'm gonna just be honest with you, part of my thing as a Ram, baby, you know, Aries all day. Fuck what y'all are if y'all ain't no Aries, man. Fuck it. But anyway, we're going to jump into that a little bit later, man, because a lot of people are kind of battling my chat lines about the whole Zodiac thing earlier. So we're going to have fun with that. But, yes, the honest conversations, best ways to be had, to cut ties. Also, I wrote a little note down, also distance yourself. If and when you know it's time to sever ties, it's best to just put as much distance between you and them as possible. And I'm talking i.e. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, in your call log, text, your daily regiment that you guys used to have, cut that shit off. If you got to delete their number, cut the shit off, delete it. If you got to forget their number, save their number as something else. Save their number as something else, and I'm not going to trip. I've done that. Call it desperate if you wanted to, but I needed to get that shit out of my head. I needed to just end it, dead it, and I don't know the number now. That's a trick. Try it. Unless it's just like, you know what I mean? Like fucking easy as shit. My number's easy as fuck. Yeah, to me. It's easy as shit in general though, like whatever. But anyway, don't respond to any type of entertainment, communication, including gestures, any highs, hey big heads, any of that shit, or any form of reconciliation, if that is exactly what you want. Because you guys have to be sure that this is exactly what you want. Now, I'm not trying to tell you guys to break up with nobody. All I'm saying is that recognize a toxic relationship or a toxic situationship or lack thereof. You know what I mean? Honestly, recognize that shit while you're in it or before it's too late. You know what I mean? Because you can, I mean, that's just extra baggage that don't need to be had. And then you're fucking hating somebody that's just like them or somebody that reminds you, you know what I mean? You're carrying baggage type shit. That's not cool. But also I did jot this note down. Do not mistake lost love for growing pains. Alright? Because everybody goes through growing pains. I mean, there's some times that you hate babe. You can't stand to look at him or her. You can't stand that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You may even sleep somewhere else. You may even have them sleep somewhere else. But at the end of the day, you know, somehow, some way, y'all gonna come back together.
Real love.
You know what I mean? That's real love. Everything gonna be alright, and that's just called growing pains. Y'all just stretching out. That's all. Y'all just stretching out.
Learning to deal with
There you go. And I've got growing pains are typical ups and downs of a true relationship, and I said true in all caps. A true relationship, because there will be many. There will be many trials and tribulations. There will be many ups and downs. You know what I mean? But the pains are worth going through in order to build that life together. Okay? And this can only be had and succeeded through with unconditional love. Ooh, I'm gonna get another amen button. I feel like I should have an amen right there. Amen. Like for real, because boy, I hit it on the head. Like unconditional love is what fuels all that shit. If you can look at your significant other, you know, baby, whoever that is, and say that I know you ain't shit. I mean, I'm saying ain't shit like, you know, in different ways. Like yo ain't shit, maybe a different definition, but maybe they're not on your level mentally type shit. Okay, we'll keep it at that. All right, mentally, I know you ain't shit. But I love you and I know, you know, I know who you are. Now, I do want to actually give Low Love a little shout out as well, because last night in her show, she did say that one of the lessons that somebody said on her show was they fell in love with the potential someone could be. Okay, now that was deep, because that can also tie into what you think someone can be, or what you think your relationship can be or blossom to be. Now that may take a little soul searching. That may take a little digging on your behalf. How, you know what I mean? Honestly, how much do you love that person? How much can you take? How much can you withhold? How much can you give? How much can you give? Because you don't want to give, like she said on her show last night, too much. You don't want to give too much, and you're left with nothing. You feel me?